Hi and welcome back again. In this video I will address some issues we have with the head rotation when we are hanging on the wall and when we are in crouch state. And also some of the first person stuff that we have. One thing you will notice is that if we swing the camera all the way around, his head is gonna twist all the way around. And that also holds for when we are hanging on the wall. So these two things we want to take a look at in this video. Also, I want to fix a different thing we introduced in the last video, this one, because now if you see when we jump through here, the camera tumbling has been disabled because we introduced a spring arm. So actually let's go ahead and start off by fixing this one first. So we have a setting called use pawn rotation, I think it's called. Yeah. And we set that a number of places, and what we want to make sure now is that the first person camera stays unchanged. The value of this pawn control rotation needs to be on, I believe. Off, sorry. Off, yes, of course, it needs to be off. So we don't want to touch that one, but what we want to do instead is to alter the spring arm whenever we have this. So we're going to switch this out wherever we have it. So not that one, drag from this one and use pawn control rotation. So this means that the settings that we alter anywhere for the pawn control rotation is now going onto the spring arm instead. And just gonna go ahead and do that first here. Actually, this needs to be set to false. So the FP spring arm use pawn control rotation, set that to false as well. And let's take the next one, handle finishing move, or finishing special move finished. First person spring arm, use pawn control rotation, set that to that, and believe we only have one more place. So set FP spring arm, use pawn control rotation, set that to false, and get rid of the old one, move it into place. So let's test that out now that we have replaced that. So now we, as I mentioned, now we don't do anything at all with the first person camera setting of this use pawn control rotation. It just needs to be off, and we only touch the camera's the spring arm in first person. So now he's doing the tumble again, and we are back to normal, and we can look down ourselves still, and everything looks good. When you make these changes, you always want to make sure that things are working, because something could have happened in the process. So anyway, that works. The next one we're going to look at is how to restrict the camera, and it's inside the base character blueprint, inside the zoom. Okay, let's get rid of some of that stuff. Update, adjust camera zoom. So the camera call that restrict. There's actually the third person camera. So if we take a look at this stuff, it says here we are switching the camera to first person, and we are setting a value local use first person view. So here we have a switch saying, okay, are you in first person? Are we in first person or in third person? So the bottom line here is saying this is a third person stuff, and we are activating the follow cam and so on, and we are setting some camera pitch limits. We've covered that in a previous video. So normally we just set this to be fully, you can control the yaw completely from in 360. So this part we want to make some work some out with. So let's move that tab to the side so we have space for some extra logic here. Let's say we duplicate this guy first and say no matter what we want to continue into this one. So we're going to restrict the camera to 90 degrees when we are climbing and when we are in cover mode. So just as before, we want to have a check here. So it's going to come off from the third person branch here. So I'm going to drag this one out and say branch, like this. Just going to put it down here, and then we need to check if we are in cover or if we are in hanging braced. So we have this function is in cover. We need to call, and it's going to take a movement component or movement state. So get that one out, and that's the cover state we have here. So let's also check. So if we are, let's say, different from hanging braced, and if we are, okay, so we're going to follow this one up, the true, and then we want to say if we are not in cover, and then we want to have full freedom to move the camera. And in case we are not, meaning that we are either climbing or we are in cover, then we want to restrict the camera to 90 degrees. You can maybe set this to a little bit less. I don't know. Maybe 80 will look better. I don't know. Depends on what you want out of this. Okay, so if we are in cover, we are now kind of screwed because I need to switch these two around. So it needs to be 80 to minus 80. I don't know if this. Interesting. Okay. So now we can only come to this angle and this angle. Maybe I need to say, because 180 degrees, okay, let's not worry about that. I'm going to set this maybe to 110. I haven't really tried these values out, so I'm just going to play around with them, see what they do. So this is going to allow the camera only to come here to, and only here. So that's going to make it a little bit more. You can still navigate and orient yourself, but you can't come into any of the super extreme poses, I think. So this is actually a pretty good value, I think. Still looks pretty weird. Huh? So that fixes the camera in third person and third person, yeah. And we also have it when we are climbing now. So we can only swing 80, oh yeah, it corresponds to actually 70 degrees to each side. And inside here it's also actually 70 degrees. So it seems to work pretty well, I think. And we also fixed this one, the tumbling and stuff, and we still have everything else intact. So that was one of the shorter videos. In the next video I want to do something about this and show how we can fix that. So this ends the part in Unreal Engine, I believe, mostly in Unreal Engine with the controlling stuff. So feel free to improve on this. Still some weird stuff going on. Actually, I have a problem I just want to illustrate real quick, which I haven't solved yet, but I guess with a little bit more work I can fix it. If I slow down time and I switch direction, this is gonna happen. Well, when it's running full time, you may or may not see it. There's gonna be a little head blur, but the head is actually making a spin. I think it's something to do with the order I do things, and then maybe put in a little delay of some sort. I haven't really decided what to do about this yet. So yes, we will take a look at it later. Yes, okay, see you in the next video. Bye bye.